Hey guys, today we're gonna play CBR3 again. Today we're going to do not the exact remake, but close to the remake of James and the Tar Wagons. Whee! One day, James was feeling pretty mad. He had to carry along a goods train. He didn't like long streets at all. Even worse, the turntable wasn't even working. Are you kidding me? Said James. Then he saw someone mysterious come. Oh, who is that? Then the road was very late when the turntable finally started moving again. Finally, I'm gonna be late. Probably, said James' driver. Then he saw Henry. He had no surprise. He was down the turntable well. Luckily, he had deleted. He could get spawned. Someone does. Finally, James got to go. I think the top hat knows that it's not my fault I am late. It's not my fault. Cars are so troublesome here. In Australia, these things solves to make people feel good. Here they say on, crash, said James. He driving forward and said, well, it would be fine if the trucks don't make trouble this time. Yeah. When he was there, he saw some tar wagons at the station. He could have crashed. One day he crashed into them with a surprise. And this is the day. He was collecting a train. He was still feeling mad about the turntable. And it stopped working again today, so his delivery was gonna be late again. He had to figure out the white cars because he forgot which car where he needed to take. Now he needed to take this car. What else? Said James. I guess I'm supposed to be taking those cars too. I think, said James. So he's backing up to them. He backed up to them. Bang the cars. He needed to collect more of the same cars. Like more of the same cars, said James. Yep, said James's fireman. Oh, this is gonna be one long train. Then he saw a cargo in the way. Cargo that he was supposed to be taking. But it's not that day. He was supposed to be taking tar in his train. What a surprise. And also, Scruffy was loaded and ready to go. After you get Scruffy, you'll get the brake van after you collect the tar. Then he a weird engine had Douglas tender. What? How did they have Douglas tender? Asked himself. He didn't. The driver or fireman didn't know. But then those cars were in the way, and he couldn't stop on time. He got coupled up to them. I'm going to take these cars into a siding. James, said the driver and fireman, but there's no siding nearby. Yikes, fine, I'll delete these trucks. Oh, okay, smart. James felt pretty smart of himself. But he didn't know what was coming up for him. Soon the points have changed. And Emily, what has he gone out to the shed, broken down. James saw what happened and thought it was funny. Then he laughed so hard he forgot he was pulling a goat. Oh yeah, he shouted a goat. I don't know why. They said sorry because they hurt the driver's ears. And you're coupled up to Scruffy now. You can get the playground. Then he saw Gordon pushing Y. Oh no! Luckily he turned. Ah, phew, that was lucky. Then he got onto the main line. He was blocking one of the tracks. And that's because the road. It was not because of him. Then he saw. Oh no! Switch the points. Oh, it was too late. Luckily they stopped. But the points got switched when they were on it. Luckily, they got to get going again. James was so surprised about that. James was still picking up his wrong train. This is boring, said James. Why can't I just do express coaches? He said. The express takes way shorter than trying to pull this. Then Douglas passed by. He heard the words, James, looks like you're going to get into another crash. No, I won't, said James. He quickly shunted into shunting speed and grabbed the playground. After that, his train was finally ready to go. But soon the truck's chance had come. When they gone down to Thomas was carrying a milk train. When all of a sudden they crashed right onto a turntable. James closed his eyes as they crashed. Thomas just finished serving the milk train when he just got past the turntable just in time. The trucks were diddling. Just pushing off the line. If the tracks would keep going on the main line, the other way would keep going. But at least they wouldn't crash so early. Plus, if they kept going, maybe James could have even stopped. Soon, at least soon, Toby was there. He was sleeping as his normal self when they heard the bell. The nearest turntable near you, Toby. James has crashed. Can you please help him? Then Percy was there too. They were both sad for James. As if Toby just as mad. James always gains and crashes when showing off. Luckily, before they knew it, it was all way cleaned up. How was it all way cleaned up? But now he doesn't need to bother like that. He's gonna pick up passengers with his coach Henrietta. But also since Thomas was ill at that time, he needed to take his passengers too. And then it happened. Womp, womp, womp. Henrietta derailed. Oh, these coaches are bigger. Toby pushed him hardly, so that made them angry. But Quirbo was pretty happy with the bumping. And Quirbo wants to go faster than this. Annie was upset. Quirbo was happy. We should go a little bit slower now. Then he saw Percy. He was smiling for some reason. Why is smiling is pretty weird. I derailed. I was sad at first, but now I can look at the special trees and keep listening for stuff. Oh, okay. Finally, Thomas was back, but Toby just started to take the coaches. So we're just going to give it the rest of the day with them. The top hat gave him the rest of the day with them. They skipped the station, and that's because they're on the wrong track. Toby was pretty happy. Meanwhile, James was nowhere to be seen. He was at the Steamworks. Toby was still happy. Annie, Claire, and Clarabelle. But a lot of sentinels shoot red as they passed, and they needed to stop. This made Toby be waiting for a couple of minutes. Annie and Clarabelle, Annie, still. Is still angry. Then he was checking what was on Chipmunk's edge. They're already too late, and when they were at Chipmunk's edge, James was there. Hello, James. Not you again, said James. James was pretty happy being in the shed. Now, but he took lunch. You don't want to turn well. Passengers, so yeah. And that's why Sentinel is waiting. That's the end of James's class and the turntable. Finally, after Toby finished pulling passengers, he was going back to its old shed, to Chipmunk's edge. At first, he was gonna do something. He was gonna park any Clarabelle to where they are. And he was happy. Clarabelle was sad. He wants to work with Toby again. And then now he's gonna sweep off the engines and Chipmunk's edge, including James. He was going to go out tomorrow. And just going out tonight. All of engines were leaving, so they had it said for him. But the weather started getting pretty bad and rainy. So the turntable started not to work. Come on, said Toby. Then the turntable passed where he was going to sweep. Finally, gone with the air. And Toby happily went to sweep the end. Bye! Hope you do. James and the crash with the turn.